Have you ever wondered about the 9 worlds of the Norse cosmology and how they interconnect through the great world tree Yggdrasil? Welcome to Northwoods Kindred. I'm your Gothi Bodvar, and on this video we're going to explore the 9 worlds of Asatru, how they interconnect to the world tree Yggdrasil, and their significance to the northern peoples. By the end of this video, you'll have a really good understanding of the cosmology and the belief system of the northern peoples and how they affect modern Norse paganism. Stick around. This video is made possible by our generous patrons. If you would like to honor us with your support, the link is in the description below. The 9 worlds are more than just places. They're individual realms. They're physical, they're metaphysical, and they represent spiritual aspects of the world that we all live in and among. In this video, we're going to discuss each of those 9 worlds, their main inhabitants, and their relation to the whole as part of the world tree. Subscribe now if you enjoy diving deep into heathen traditions and Norse mythology. Let's get into it. Yggdrasil, the world tree, is said to be an immense ash tree, and it's a central figure in the Norse cosmology. It is the one tie that binds all the 9 worlds together in a collective for the Norse world. Yggdrasil's roots extend into 3 realms: Asgard, Jotunheim, and Niflheim. Its branches stretch over all 9 worlds, tying them together in one great cosmic balance. Some would say it might even represent the Milky Way. If you're enjoying this conversation, stick around to the very end and I'll tell you how you can download and print this flyer detailing the 9 worlds of Asatru. Urdarbrunner is the well of Urd where the Norns weave the fates of man and gods alike, where they do their best work. Vergelmir in Niflheim is the source of all rivers and springs. And lastly is Mimersbrunner, which is the well of Mimir that contains all the knowledge of the ages. Those 3 converge and water the roots of the tree of Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil is more than just a tree. It's a symbol of the interconnectedness of life and the sacredness of our fates tied together. Have you ever worked elements of Yggdrasil into your practice or your meditations? Let me know in the comments. The 9 worlds exist on 3 levels of the cosmos: above, middle, and below the tree Yggdrasil. The first land above the tree of Yggdrasil is Asgard. That's the land of the Aesir gods. That's where Odin and Frigg and Thor and the other Aesir live, and other gods and giants come to visit them. But it is surrounded by an impenetrable wall built by a giant in disguise. Vanaheim is the home of the Vanir gods. It resides adjacent to Asgard above the tree of Yggdrasil. It's the land of beauty and splendor and abundance and nature. Alfheim is the land of the Light Elves. It's ruled over by the Norse god Frey. It was given to him when he cut his first tooth by Odin. It's a land of great beauty and potentially a source of the Vanir's magic powers. Now we'll go to the worlds in the middle of the tree. First up, Midgard. That's our world. That's where we live. It is protected by the gods and connected to Asgard via the Rainbow Bridge, Bifrost, which is guarded by Heimdall himself, Northwoods Kindred's patron. The next land in the middle realm is Jotunheim. This is the home of the giants. Often they represent radical forces of nature, both destructive and creative. It's the home of, in most cases, the enemies of the gods, and it's also where Loki dwells when he's not causing trouble in other lands. The third land in the middle realms is Svartalfheim, the land of the Dark Elves. They are the craftsmen and the creators of a lot of the most treasured objects of the gods, like Gungnir and Mjolnir itself. Now we go below the tree, and the lands below the tree start with Niflheim, which is the land of ice, cold, despair, and waste. It is opposite Muspelheim across the Gununga Gap. It is also where the spring Vergelmir originates. The next land below the roots of Yggdrasil is Muspelheim. It's the land of primordial fire. It's across the Gununga Gap from Niflheim. It is said that the sparks of Muspelheim met with the ice and cold of Niflheim across the Gununga Gap, eventually filling it up with hoarfrost, which was the catalyst for all creation. Muspelheim is ruled over by the fire giant Surtur. The last land below the tree roots is Helheim, ruled over by the goddess or giantess Hel, the daughter of Loki. This is where everybody who dies a straw death or a non-violent war death ends up. It is the hall of our ancestors, and there are multiple realms from eternal bliss to eternal torment. It is unclear if the references in the lore to Niflheim, where the Nidhoggars chews on the corpses of the evil dead, whether that is here or if that is in Niflheim. It is never really made clear in the lore. The Nine Worlds are interconnected through the world tree Yggdrasil, and it shapes every single one of the stories that you will find in Norse mythology. The gods, the giants, and even some humans inter-travel between all of these worlds using various different portals, hidden paths, or the Bifrost Bridge, all throughout our lore. The Nine Worlds represent opposing forces, opposing angles, fire and ice, light and dark, all kept in balance in a perfect equilibrium by the world tree Yggdrasil. In the end, the ultimate battle of Ragnarok, the doom of the gods, will bring all these worlds together and destroy them, emphasizing their interdependence on each other. Many modern heathens view the Nine Worlds as symbolic spiritual landscapes that are interconnected. Here is how they are adapted to fit today's world. The first is the meditative realms. Modern practitioners use the Nine Worlds as focal points in areas of meditation to focus on different aspects, both light and dark, of themselves, and focus points where they might want to improve. Additionally, they can have symbolic meanings. Many modern heathens look at these realms as aspects of their physical life, such as personal challenges that need to be overcome, as in Jotunheim, or enlightenment and spiritual development in Alfheim. No matter how you frame it, any exploration of the Nine Worlds, whether in meditation or in just practice and study, connects us to our ancestors and the worlds that they lived in and believed so strongly about. The Nine Worlds of Norse mythology represent a really rich tapestry affecting all manner of life and circumstance, and how they're interconnected and how they depend on each other. Have you ever incorporated Nine Worlds meditations into your spiritual practices? Put it down in the comments. Let us know your technique. They remind us that all things require all other things in order to exist. What's your favorite world to explore and read about? Let us know down in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to be updated on all topics heathen related in this modern world. And if anybody tells you you're doing it wrong, you tell them to mind their own practice. Dorvigi. Thanks for sticking around to the very end. I hope that you enjoyed that video. If you want to get this flyer and download it for a small donation, follow the link in the description below. Dorvigi.